Wait, I've literally never been more excited to film an episode. So I wanted to do a Valentine's Day themed episode, and I went through so many iterations of this. First, I was gonna do like a perfect date night kind of meal, and then I decided to do an all pink menu, which I actually think I'm still gonna do. It was gonna be like more Valentine's Day kind of vibes. I decided instead to do an episode that would just kind of be like a love letter to my Aussie, my sweet Aussie, who, by the way, just called me, is in the airport about to fly back, and he's here for 2 days. He cut his work short so he could come here from Australia for 2 days and then has to fly to Saudi Arabia right afterwards. And so I'm making this meal for him, and I'm also dressed in very Australian themes. So I'm wearing these Sea Eagles shorts that are made for children, which is neither here nor there. Sea Eagles is the local rugby league team where Aussie's family is from. Also, I should say, I'm gonna try to keep this episode clean so that I can send it to Aussie's family. But, you know, it is me. So try is a very operative word here. Anyway, I think this is gonna be delicious. So let's get into it. Okay, the first thing we're gonna make is Vegemite ice cream. Now, I've been fantasizing about this ever since, well, I was in Australia last month, so really not that long, but I really think this is gonna be so good. So I have 1 cup of raw cashews that I've been soaking in hot water. Let me just rinse these guys out and we're gonna get it together. And my hope is that the ice cream sets in time for us to try a bit together. If not, I'll just have to do some kind of update. I am gonna put it into tiny little ice cream molds in hopes that that helps it just set faster, you know? Okay, so that's 1 cup of raw cashews that was soaked. We're gonna do 1 2/3 cups of soy milk. It has to be this soy milk, by the way. And this is how we're gonna get it super high in protein, and it adds really nice creaminess too. All right, 1 cup of pitted medjool dates. By the way, I hope this ends up being good. Like, I didn't really even consider the fact that it might not be good. Like, what if it's too salty? Like, what? I don't know. Whatever. We'll find out together if it's good or not. I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, which I know is kind of aggressive, but I really like vanilla, so that's part of it. But the other part of it is vanilla extract is in alcohol, and alcohol changes the freeze point of things, and we're not using an ice cream maker. Like, we're just gonna put it into molds and freeze it. I'm gonna do some popsicles, but I'm also gonna do some tiny squares. And my aim with the tiny squares is that, by the way, new jar of Vegemite that I brought back with me when I came back from Australia. Hopefully Aussie doesn't mind that I'm about to use all this shit. If I can get it open. Cool. Love this for me. Truly, what the fuck is going on here? All right, let's wait for the next 4 hours for me to open this. Oh, that's the stuff. Okay, I'm gonna start with 1 teaspoon, but I think I'm gonna go up to a full fucking tablespoon. That's my plan. But yeah, I think the alcohol in the vanilla extract helps it like not get too icy. This is great. I can't wait to have Vegemite all over my fingers. And I'm only half being sarcastic. I'm actually quite excited because I love Vegemite. Now, if you're watching, you're in one of 2 camps. Either you like Vegemite and you want these Vegemite recipes, or I guess there are 3 camps. Or you don't know what Vegemite is, in which case I can tell you it's this very Australian thing. They make it from the like byproducts of making beer, I believe, which is so Australian. And it's salty as fuck, but it's this like staple in Australian households. Or the 3rd camp, I guess, which I think a lot of people might fall into, is you might think Vegemite is disgusting, but you're just a regular viewer, and so you're tuned in anyway, in which case I fucking love you. Think, ooh, Ooh, I completely forgot that I was gonna try to keep this clean. Okay, sorry. We'll try from here on out. In which case, I can tell you that you can make all of these recipes without Vegemite. I would add a pinch of salt instead, which also helps it not get too icy. Okay, let's blend this and see how she is and potentially add more Vegemite. And I think I'm gonna go rinse my hands because like, I can't, you know. Okay, let's see how she is. That's delicious. More Vegemite for sure. So we'll do a 2nd teaspoon. Jesus Christ. And see how that goes. I'm gonna use something else to scoop it out this time because it actually took me quite some time to get that bit of Vegemite from under my nails. So let's try it like that. But yeah, Vegemite in Australia is kind of like peanut butter in America. And I do think that they're both acquired tastes. As someone who did not grow up in America, it took me quite some time to like peanut butter. But, you know, I think it's a good analogy in that they're both kind of intense flavors and they're both sticky as fuck. Jesus Christ, what's going on? I forgot that I'm trying to keep this clean. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Aussie's family, if you're watching. I'm trying my hardest. Well, not really. I'm forgetting constantly to not swear. So no, I'm really not trying that hard actually, but you know, you do what you can. Okay, so that's 2 teaspoons now of Vegemite in there. Let's see. By the way, the water is almost, I mean, it's kind of boiling, but we want a rolling boil according to the pasta packaging. We're gonna go, okay, I can taste the Vegemite now. Okay, safe bet is 2 teaspoons, but I'm gonna go for the 3rd teaspoon, which would make it a tablespoon, which is what I originally wanted to do. I'll let you know if I completely ruined it by doing this. Notice how I did not say the bad word here. Yeah, she's learning. She's making progress. Let's try that. We'll see how it goes. Also, before I start blending this, I think I'm gonna toss the pasta in now. I just wanted to show it to you. How cute. Little heart-shaped pasta. Okay, let's see. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect because you can really taste that it's Vegemite now. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone who would think this is too much Vegemite. In fact, I think there are people who've tried Vegemite who don't like Vegemite who would like this. Okay, let's make it now. So I'm gonna grab a tray. By the way, I crunched some numbers to just compare the nutrition of this ice cream to regular ice cream and, you know, adjusting for volume, so just the same serving size. This has less calories, not by a very meaningful amount. It's like 50 fewer calories per serving, which I mean, I guess is like not meaningful, but it has a half of the fat, double the protein, and it has nearly 3 grams of fiber per half cup serving, which is pretty nice for ice cream, you know what I mean? So I'm just putting dried blue corn flours at the bottom of these little molds because I thought that would be pretty. We'll see if I'm correct. We'll find out together if this is actually going to be pretty or not. I don't want to put too many because I don't want it to be too floral. The flavor of flowers is a lot more pronounced when they're dried versus fresh. So corn flours, like fresh corn flours, are quite neutral in flavor, but dried, they're just like a little more intense. Let's do this. Okay, so, you know, the way this is going, I don't know if any are gonna go into popsicle molds. We'll see. I'm gonna make all of these, and then if there's any left over, we'll make full-size popsicles with them. Yeah, okay, there's quite a bit left over. So let's smooth this out a little, and then I'll throw this in the freezer and then come back and do those. And yeah, my hope is that these actually freeze a little, at least like one can kind of freeze. And the drama, Jesus. But yeah, if we can just get like one frozen one so I can taste it at the end of the episode, that'll be nice. If not, I'll just, you know, film it separately at some point in life and we'll get into it then. By the way, I'm making this in ice cream form, A, because I just thought it would be good, but B, because Aussie loves ice cream. Yummy. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the freezer and then I'll be back. I hope it's as good frozen as it is raw, because it's insanely good raw. Oh, it's so good. No, that's insane. Wait, so when I was growing up in Germany, there's this spaghetti ice cream dish. I just remembered this. It's vanilla ice cream that's in like long, thin threads. So it looks like spaghetti with strawberry sauce, whatever, that kind of looks like tomato sauce. That would be like the perfect thing for Aussie, because I think two of his favorite things are pasta / noodles of any kind and ice cream. All right, I'm gonna put this guy in the freezer too, and then we'll get going on the other stuff. See you in a second. I'm in a very annoying mood today. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe it was the second coffee. I don't know. Sam's actually like, what the fuck are we doing? When is it time to sit on the couch? Okay, it's time to make our pasta sauce, which my vision is that this is gonna be a plant-based, high-protein Vegemite mac and cheese. So I have more cashews that I've soaked. Let me go rinse those. And by rinse, I mean, we're not gonna be doing any rinsing. I'm just gonna dump out the water. Strain, I think, is the word I'm looking for. Wait, is it strain or is it drain? No, it's strain, right? Literally, who cares? So that is 2 cups of cashews. I actually doubled the recipe because I didn't want to be short. And I also thought, hopefully there's more left over, because Aussie can whip his way through 1 package of pasta in like 5 minutes. So, you know, plus if there's a lot left over, sorry, I'm laughing at myself. My personality is very annoying right now. I'm aware of how annoying I'm being. I just like can't stop. If there's any left over, I want to make Vegemite grilled cheese avocado toast, or like a Vegemite cheese toasty okay, let me just explain my vision. I want to melt the cheese onto toast and then put avocado on top. Like, I'm not gonna put avocado inside it and heat up the avocado. Okay, no one cares. Anyway, okay, so we did 2 cups of soaked raw cashews. We're gonna do 3 cups of this soy milk. 1, 2, and I don't think I'm gonna have enough milk for the 3rd one. Lovely. Don't worry, I have more. 1 minute, please. Hi. It's your favorite monkey girl. Wait, like, what kind of crack did I ingest in between these last 2 scenes? Because all of a sudden I have like boundless energy. Like, I'm gonna have to take just 20 milligrams, or is it grams, of melatonin? Milligrams, right? We take melatonin in milligrams, right? To be able to fall asleep tonight. Okay, so that's our 3rd cup of soy milk. I'm reading my notes, which, as we covered last week, are hard to read because I've been writing them on the Tready. Wait, speaking of which, they're actually better. They're far more legible this week thus far. Okay, we're gonna do 6 tablespoons of this. Let me just count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I can talk. I'm so sorry, I just ingested some of the nutritional yeast just flew right in. So today I was doing my notes on the treadmill again, And I don't know what happened at some point, but I like nearly died. Like green tea got everywhere. Things went flying. I went falling. I don't know what happened. I like stopped paying attention for 1 second, and just a warning, be careful on the treadmill. Okay, so we have 2 cups of cashews, 3 cups of soy milk, 6 tablespoons nutritional yeast. We're gonna do 6 tablespoons of miso and then potentially adjust. Usually I do a little more miso for this type of cheesy sauce. However, because we're doing the Vegemite, which is also salty, I didn't want it to be too salty. So that's 2, 3. By the way, don't do what I'm doing, like your fingers here and then it goes into the miso, because of the probiotics, it's not a great thing to do. I'm just doing it because like I'm a demon, but whatever. 4, 5, 6. Great, love that for us. We're gonna do a tablespoon of onion powder and a tablespoon of garlic powder, and I'm just gonna use the same spoon because I'm disgusting, so. I really love that for me. There's onion powder flying around everywhere. Onion powder, I think, is one of the most underrated things to own in your kitchen. It makes everything taste better. I put it in sauces. I put it in dips, in spreads. I put it in ice cream. I'm just kidding. I don't put it in ice cream. I did once make no, that's not true. I made an onion cookie. I filmed this whole series of recipes that are like, is this sweet or is it savory? And I put out literally 2. And then I was like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm over it. I just like, I don't want to edit anymore. Like I'm done editing. Like it's not a good use of my time. So I never finished putting out those recipes. If you're someone who's invested in that, I'm so sorry, but they are actually really good recipes. Like it was a really fun time, and it's kind of a bummer that I didn't put the rest of them out. All right, we're going to do 4 tablespoons of refined coconut oil. The reason we're doing this is because cheese, like cow's cheese, is really high in saturated fat. And coconut oil is very high in saturated fat. So it's a good way to kind of approximate a cheesy flavor. If you added more of it, it would be a lot more like cheese. But my goal is to keep this pretty light. So we're only doing 4 tablespoons, but like if you really want to impress someone and especially be like, look, this like plant-based stuff can taste like real stuff or whatever, go a little higher on the refined coconut oil, but it has to be refined. Otherwise it's going to taste coconutty, which isn't what cheese tastes like, you know? We'll start with 1 tablespoon of Vegemite, but I think we're going to do 2. We'll do a little blending and adjusting like we did before. And then we'll add the tapioca starch, which is gonna kind of help it stretch the way cheese would. All right, so here's 1 tablespoon. Let's put this on. Let's give it a blend, and then let's see what happens. Okay, let's give her a taste, yeah? Very cheesy. Wow, how is that so cheesy? Oh, I guess it's all of the ingredients that I very carefully selected such that it would be cheesy. I guess that's it. Yeah, we'll do the 2nd tablespoon. Not the word I just whispered. Golly, this is good. Yeah, I think the ship has sailed on me sending this episode to Aussie's family. I may as well pull out the big guns, you know? Okay, let's see how she is. That is delicious. That is insanely good. Okay, we're gonna do, I wrote down 12 tablespoons of tapioca starch, which I believe is just 3/4 cup. And this is to give it like a nice cheesy kind of pull. This blender is very full, but again, it's because I made a lot of this cheese sauce, like more than I think you need to make. I mean, we'll see when we mix it with 1 box of cooked pasta how much we truly needed. Wait, also, do you like how I styled this outfit? So this was like the vision that I had, some kind of like sports shorts. Originally it was gonna be Adidas shorts, and then I had the idea of doing the Sea Eagles to rep and then buttoning the top of the shirt but leaving it unbuttoned. And if I was outside the house, I would wear socks and loafers with this outfit. But seeing as how I'm inside, we did socks and slippers. Okay. Cheese sauce. All right, I'm gonna pour the rest of, oh, actually that's a lot left. I'll pour it in here for now, and then we'll see what we'll do with it. I mean, I'm sure all of this will be used for the pasta. No, there's quite a bit left in here. You know what, let's cut to commercial because I need to lick this out. This is insanely good. I'm really trying to work on my posture. Just a random thought I thought I'd share. I'm actually doing a little posture challenge with one of my friends. We're doing this like posture workshop together. It has this 12-minute posture sequence in it. We're on day 2. Fun times. Ugh. It just pains me to think of some of this going to waste. But like, we really don't have the time here for me to sit and do this all day. You know what? Screw whatever we have time for. I want to do this all day. Also, screw is like really not that bad of a word, right? Also, like, who's to say Aussie's family would even want to watch this? Like, they probably have better things to watch, like, you know, real TV. Really anything. Anything is probably better than this. Like, how could it be any worse than this? Let's go rinse out the blender, and then we'll do our last bit of blending, and then we'll make our actual meals. Honestly, by the time all this is done, I feel like the ice cream should be frozen. Okay, see you in a sec. Hi, hello, your favorite psychopath is back, and we're gonna do our very last bit of blending now. Where's my lemon? Oh, there she is. Should I toss it again? Why am I so annoying right now? Like, truly, what's wrong with me? Okay, so Aussie's favorite salad is a Caesar salad, which, like, who doesn't love? Honestly, I never really used to order Caesar salad, and it's something about his love for Caesar that's made me love Caesar. Also, the fact that I've figured out a way to make plant-based Caesar that tastes unbelievably good. So we have 1 whole lemon that I just peeled. I'm pulling whatever seeds that I can see out, but I'm not gonna go too crazy with it. And by that, I mean, I'm gonna go full Hiva on it, you know? Okay, good enough. So that was 1 lemon. You know what, let's do some water first to get a nice base in there. So we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of water to start with. Let's do, oh, hold on. Guess who has a second 1/2 cup thing? So we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of nutritional yeast, which feels like an aggressive amount, but that's what I wrote down. So that must be how I usually do it. Oh, by the way, it's a Vegemite Caesar in case you didn't put that together on your own. The Trader Joe's nutritional yeast is my favorite. I personally think that it's leaps and bounds better than the Dr. Bragg's. Like no comparison. In fact, I kind of just threw out a bunch of Dr. Bragg's because it's like, this is not good. Okay, 1 lemon, a 1/2 cup of water, a 1/2 cup of nutritional yeast, 3 cloves of garlic. We're gonna do some dulse, kind of like the equivalent of 3 tablespoons or 3 whole leaves or something. So that's 1. There's a second one. Here's a third one. The reason we're doing dulse, and if you're not familiar, dulse is a type of seaweed. The reason that we're doing it is because Caesar dressing usually has anchovies or Worcestershire. Am I saying that right? Who knows? Sauce in it, and Worcestershire sauce has anchovies in it. So we're doing the dulse to replicate that fishy flavor. If you don't have dulse, I recommend not using a different type of seaweed. It's not gonna taste the same. Like, you can't just sub nori in here or wakame in here. They have completely different flavor profiles. It's not gonna work. I know I just said profiles. I meant to say profiles. Okay, let's do some Dijon. So we're gonna do 3 tablespoons. I recommend reading your Dijon ingredients. Now, mustard is usually pretty clean. Sometimes mustard has sugar added in it. I actually find that in Australia, it always has sugar added, which is interesting in my opinion, because we always have this notion that, you know, Americans add sugar to everything, but I swear it's impossible to find mustard without sugar in it in Australia, whereas it's extremely possible in America. So, but it, you know, like, oh my God, okay. Okay. But when it does have sugar added to it, it's not like massive amounts, you know, it's just to balance the flavors. Okay, so we got 1 lemon, the Dijon, we got the nooch, we got the water, we got the garlic. We'll do the oil at the end. So we'll do a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Wait, can I say something that's a big pet peeve of mine? It's when, ooh, I could do whole. Yeah, let me do whole. It'll have better flavor rather than already ground. Never mind. My tripod's in the way. I can't open it. Wait, do I have any here? No, but I have this salt that I bought at the spice store the other day. It's my name. I went apeshit when I saw it. As someone who has like a non-normal name, one of the major sources of trauma in my life. I am being facetious when I say that, but it is kind of a serious thing. I never see my name anywhere. Like, you know, as a kid, like everyone would get like the keychains or whatever, that type of like dumb memorabilia with their names on it. And of course, I never saw my name anywhere. I've actually never even met someone who has my name. And then add to that the fact that my name isn't even spelled the right way. It's just a whole thing. Now, usually I do a 1/4 cup of miso. Well, I'll still do the 1/4 cup of miso. You know what? Let's do 3 tablespoons of miso. We'll just kind of play around with it. Also, can I say something? I'm gonna sneeze. Can I say something? That wasn't the thing I wanted to say. Can I say something that's kind of a pet peeve of mine? It's when vegan food creators make vegan versions of things that are nothing like the thing. Like, I'll see vegans be like, oh, it's a vegan Caesar salad. And it's like, it's just like some kind of creamy dressing, but it doesn't have any of the elements of it. Like, what makes Caesar Caesar is like that anchovy, the Dijon, the black pepper, the cheese. Like, that, you gotta have those elements. Otherwise, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me, sorry, it's the black pepper. Let me wash my hands because I'm not disgusting. Also, I use Koala Eco dish soap, so it's very on theme. Wait, I think I'm gonna sneeze more. Okay, this is a disaster. Why did I do this? So that was 3 tablespoons of miso, I believe. Let's try 2 of Vegemite. And then we'll try, I usually do a 1/4 cup of tamari, but I just want to make sure it's not going to get too salty because, again, Vegemite is salty. I mean, how many times do we have to have this conversation? I act like I'm like annoyed, like someone's not listening to me. I just mean, how many times am I going to repeat myself, not how many times. Okay, excuse me. Sorry, I'm dying because of black pepper. So might have to cut the episode short. Might have to go to the hospital. Okay. Yeah, 2 tablespoons of the Vegemite, and then let's do 2 tablespoons of tamari. Dishes are gonna be fun tonight. Okay, well, maybe we'll do 1 tablespoon of tamari because I don't feel like getting more right now. I have more, it's on, but I don't feel like climbing the cabinet. You know what, I'll get it. Oh, Jesus. I have a ladder, it's just somewhere else right now. I move it when I film because I don't like the aesthetics of it being back there, even though IRL, I love the aesthetics of it being back there. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of tamari. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and then we'll blend and then see what adjustments need to be made. I'm still not okay, by the way, from Black Peppergate. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. Wait, also, can I say something? So I bought this shirt in Australia also from a store called Elsie Swim in Freshwater. I don't know if it's like a big chain or if it's like a one-off boutique. I honestly have no idea. It's phenomenal. I love it. I own a bunch of clothes by them. This is obviously Australian. I bought my watch in the airport in Australia, and This was from a market in Manly. This is my mom's that I stole. This I've had for a while, and I ordered this ring while I was still in Australia, but not from Australia. So it's a very Australian themed episode is what I'm trying to say. Oh, and this ear cuff is also from Australia. Oh, and these earrings are Heaven Mayhem, which is made by Pia, what's her name? Like Manis or something. And she is Australian. So very Australian themed. Okay, I'm gonna blend this. I'm gonna go like do some kind of nasal irrigation or something, and then we'll resume. Okay, let's see how this is. It's perfect. It's perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. I wish I could be humble in this moment, but unfortunately that's not an option that's available to me because that is so good. It's so good, it would actually be a disservice to the universe for me to pretend to be humble. Like, no, I'm amazing. That is amazing. Like, it really tastes like Caesar, you know? Let's pour this into a jar. I'm really bummed I didn't double this recipe, TBH. And then we're gonna assemble our salad, finish the Vegemite mac and cheese, and then we'll check on the ice cream, and then we will say goodbye. Notice how I didn't say a swear word? And I'm gonna sit on the couch with Sam because she's quite literally been begging me for couch time all day long. Her favorite thing these days is to sit on the couch. Oh, why didn't I make more of this? Truly, why didn't I make more of this? One of the biggest mistakes of my life. Will I go shovel my face inside this Wonder Cup? Yes. Okay, I put a shocking amount of thought into how I was gonna plate this. And by that, I mean, it's probably not surprising to anyone because we know me, right? I care a lot about how things look. I also really went back and forth a lot as to whether I was going to grill the romaine. I thought that could be a really fun vibe, but ultimately I decided not to. I figured there's enough interesting elements in the salad from the Vegemite, I guess, that I don't think it's necessary for us to grill the romaine. But I am kind of cutting off the leafier bits and just using the hearts. I will be eating these later, not to worry. It's a stunning heart. Oh. Okay, we're just gonna drizzle the dressing on. It's like a Picasso painting, is it? No, who is it who throws paint at the canvas? It's like that, dudes. Okay, you know my grated cashew parm trick. Okay, so I put a lot of thought into the styling of this, as I've said, and I had an idea for what to do instead of croutons. So I have these like wasa crackers. They're unbelievably high in fiber, and I want to crush them and then sprinkle them on top. I think that could be really pretty. Let's see what happens. All right, let's sprinkle these babies on. Well, this is less impactful than I thought it was going to be because it's kind of the same color as the dressing, but I bet it's gonna taste good. You know what, I'll add a little crystallized crystallized shoyu to create a bit of contrast here. Yes, that is stunning. I also have bok choy flowers. I'm wondering if I should add some on or just leave it be. Yeah, that looks pretty, right? Wait, that's stunning. Oh my God, I love it so much. Okay, I think it's time to take a little tasty taste, yeah? Oh, this part came off easy. That insane sound was over the crushed Wassa crackers. Perfection. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this. Obsessed. I mean, you should use a fork and knife for this, because like, just a wedge of lettuce, but Mama wants to eat it this way. I don't know what to say. It's amazing. It's really good. Okay, let's move on to our pasta, shall we? By the way, I kind of neglected to mention please don't catch on fire, please don't catch on fire. Yes. The noodles look kind of dry because they've just been sitting out for the past 14 hours while I've been doing the rest of this, but it's fine. We'll bring them back to life. I can always add a little water if it comes to it, but what I neglected to mention was the nutrition for, there we go, it's just the top part that looks so bad, for this and also the salad dressing. So for the salad dressing, relative to regular Caesar, it has a half of the calories, a third of the fat, 3 times the protein, plus it has a gram of fiber per serving, which real Caesar dressing has no fiber at all. So that's very exciting. And you can always add tofu or animal protein or whatever you want to it. I just wanted a very simple bare bones Caesar. By the way, that doesn't include the actual Caesar stuff. That's just the dressing. I actually think this is a good amount of the sauce. Yummy. Oh, the little heart-shaped noodles are so cute. I think this is a good amount. I don't think the rest of it needs to go in here. I'm gonna have some on toast later. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna have any of this pasta aside from what I'm gonna have here, because I'm gonna save it all for Aussie, because like he's gonna want it. So I'm so excited to see him. I haven't seen him in so long. Oh yeah. I love that sound. That like cheesy mac and cheesy kind of sound. You know what I'm talking about? That's me moving my mic closer in case you didn't get that. You know what? Let's do a bit of this. Why not? Those sounds. We should do like should we at some point do an ASMR only episode of Blush Kitchen? You'd have to muzzle me for me to not talk the whole time, but could be fun. By the way, real quick, the nutrition for this, depending on the type of mac and cheese, it has between a half to 2/3 of the calories of a usual mac and cheese, a third of the fat, twice the protein, and it has 2 grams of fiber per serving, which regular mac and cheese has 0. Is that off? Okay, let's plate her. Oh my God, it smells so cheesy right now. Oh my God. Oh, look at that. I mean, just the sounds of it. All right, we're gonna do our cashew parm trick again. Doing some Korean chili flakes and some fresh parsley. Now, isn't that beautiful? Okay, it's time to eat. Right, I got a bit of chili flake right in my throat. Oh, I have pepper up my nose. I have chili flakes on my throat. I'm bleeding out for the craft here. This is insane. By the way, per usual, when I dumped out the pasta water, I kept a little on the bottom. Oh no, I meant to not be eating all of this. Hold on, I have to find oh, that's a perfect heart right there. Ready, ready, ready? How cute is that? That is so insanely decadently, oh my God, it's creamy You know what it is? It's the texture of Velveeta, but the flavor of Michelin star. I said it. I don't care. One last one. It's a sneaky one because it's two stuck together. And then I'm saving the rest of this for Aussie. I'm so happy right now. Okay, I need to go clean. It's probably gonna take me until Aussie lands 24 hours from now to finish cleaning. So better get on it now. I love you. Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this episode, which like, why wouldn't you other than my personality? Please do share it with someone. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. Okay, love you, bye. Oh, let me say cunt a few times while I'm off camera.